It is the first of two nights here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. In 24 hours, we'll be back inside the Bell Center here in Montreal for No Mercy. But tonight, it's Friday Night SmackDown. And ahead of his World Heavyweight Championship defense against Drew McIntyre tomorrow night in this very building, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes plans to address his issues with the Scottish Warrior and his defense of the gold later tonight here on SmackDown. And as we approach the Queen of the Ring event next Saturday in New York City, who is moving on to the semifinals? The goddess Alexa Bliss takes on the rough and tough Blair Davenport. Also, in your main event, a powerhouse collision between TNA Knockout Jordynne Grace and former Women's World Champion Raquel Rodriguez. Who's moving on to New York City? We find out right here tonight in Montreal. We are inside the Bell Center, 24 hours before we're back inside this very building for No Mercy. It's Friday Night SmackDown, and we are kicking things off with some fast-paced, high-flying, high-octane action, courtesy of the Cruiserweight division. Nathan Frazier gonna have his hands full with a very motivated Alpha Academy leader.
And his opponent, accompanied by Otis, representing the Alpha Academy from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 202 pounds, Chad Gable!
Nathan Frazier eyeing up the Cruiserweight Classic, and maybe so is Chad Gable. The Cruiserweight Classic kicks off on Sunday afternoon, September the 29th, an 8-week tournament live from the Hammerstein Ballroom in Manhattan, New York. Chad Gable, who has been in a dry spell as of late of bad luck, looking to turn things around against the high-octane Nathan Frazier here tonight on SmackDown. Gable all year long, really even going back to last year at this time, has had one goal in mind, and that is championship gold. No matter the gold that it is, Gable wants to hold some hardware here on SmackDown. Unfortunately for Alpha Academy's leader, championship gold has not been in his foresight, and unfortunately we have seen some opportunities go through Gable's hands time and time again. But as we say each and every Friday night, any given Friday, a chance to turn your momentum around, and Chad Gable looking to do so in this contest against Nathan Frazier. You know, I love competitions like this inside of the ring. No personal struggle between these two men. Mano a mano, let's see who's the better man, and somebody's gonna gain some much needed momentum coming out of it. Chad Gable doing what he does best, trying to be a suplex machine against the high-flying Nathan Frazier in the early going. Over the last 12 months, going all the way back to last September here on SmackDown, Chad Gable's been eyeing up championship gold, no matter the gold that it is. Hell, it was last year in No Mercy who was contesting for the Cruiserweight Championship against then-champion Santos Escobar. We've seen Alpha Academy challenge for WWE Tag Team titles throughout this year. And dating back to last month, Saturday night's main event in Gable's hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Chad Gable was in pursuit of the United States Championship, currently housed by Carmelo Hayes. But ever since that loss against Melo in his hometowns, Gable's bad luck has continued here on SmackDown. Falling short in his pursuit of the red, white, blue, and gold, fell short to Ludwig Kaiser several weeks back, followed that up with a loss to Giovanni Vinci on Velocity, and if things keep up, Nathan Frazier may be knocking off Gable as well. Picking up the speed, Frazier doing what he does best, and that's never slowing down in between the ropes. Trying to go to the top, Chad Gable closed the gap and made Frazier pay. Some great competition as we kick things off here on Friday Night SmackDown, what is going to be a great weekend inside the Bell Center in Montreal. Chad Gable getting things going. We'll be live tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the 2024 edition of No Mercy. The very best from Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown under one roof. High stakes, high rewards tomorrow night right here in Montreal. But here tonight on SmackDown, it's Frazier and Gable kicking things off, and they are leaving everything inside the squared circle thus far. Chad Gable not looking to hear a 3 count with his shoulders on the canvas yet again. Of course, still to come tonight, not one but two Queen of the Ring quarterfinal matches. Who is moving on to the semis next Saturday in New York City? Of course, the World Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes in the house as well. Plans to address Drew McIntyre before their contest tomorrow night at No Mercy. And Chad Gable has got to find, there it is, a way out of this fury by Nathan Frazier. Frazier's got the speed and agility, of course, loves to take things to the air on his side. Where Gable outweighs Frazier is, of course, a little bit of size and strength and the technician ability of Master Gable. Of course, Axiom and Otis at ringside supporting their tag team partners, but this is mano-a-mano singles action tonight. And as we were talking about as Gable was making his way to the ring, Nathan Frazier, I can almost guarantee, is eyeing up that Cruiserweight Classic, as is Axiom. But what about Chad Gable? Somebody who has contested for the Cruiserweight Championship before, has wrestled in and out of the division, maybe the CWC, is where Gable gets the rocket strapped to him. All remains to be seen. Maybe a victory tonight will put Gable down the path that he chooses to follow. Victory not to be just yet. Close call there on Nathan Frazier. Doesn't get the three, but you got to give credit to Chad Gable. Keeping his foot on the gas pedal. Of course, the CWC tournament, as we mentioned, an 8-week tournament, Sundays at 12 noon Eastern Time, kicks off on September the 29th. Superstars from Friday Night SmackDown, NXT, and of course the TNA wrestling franchise, all going to be under one roof. It is going to be a fantastic 16-man tournament over an 8-week span. All remains to be seen which names are going to be chosen for that illustrious tournament. We saw what it did to Ilya Dragunov's career last year. Winning the whole damn thing propelled him to become a member of Friday Night SmackDown. Went on to hold the Cruiserweight Championship. And just 2 months after losing the Cruiserweight Gold was challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. The success that the CWC could bring is what these superstars are eyeing up in the near future. Nathan Frazier, however, keeping his eyes on the prize tonight here on SmackDown. Able to muscle down the much stronger Chad Gable, but Frazier is not looking to allow a comeback from Alpha Academy's head honcho. Back and forth we start to go as these two gentlemen jock for position here in Montreal. Nathan Frazier may need to speed things up and try to outrun Chad Gable, but he elects to go to the well with what works. Gable on the outside, but nowhere to run as Nathan Frazier goes skyward. Gable down and out. Thought he was going to catch some R&R at ringside. That is not an option when you were in the ring with the likes of Nathan Frazier. Frazier, somebody who propelled on the scene in last year's Cruiserweight Classic tournament, was representing NXT at the time. Came up short in the semifinals last year. But such an impressive outing that he joined the Friday Night SmackDown roster, was awarded a contract because of it. Nathan Frazier, I'm sure, is looking to make his way all the way to the finals and hold his name in the annals of history in 2024. Certainly a journey down the right path. Momentum could be on his side if he picks up a W here tonight against Chad Gable, somebody who does not have momentum on his side as of late. A nice reversal by Chad. There's the power and the strength that Gable's got on his side. Frazier may be in trouble as now Chad Gable looking to bring things to a screeching halt. Double Germans. Could be going for the hat trick. That could be all she wrote. Folding Frazier up like an accordion. Into the cover goes Chad. Oh, unfortunately for Alpha Academy's leader, Nathan Frazier still got blood pumping through his veins. Some great action as this Montreal, Quebec audience is giving their love to Chad Gable and Nathan Frazier. What a way to explode out of the corner by Frazier. Drop kick, follows it up with a second. Just like that. That spark plug like Nathan Frazier, never slowing down, speeding things up. Chad Gable, within an instance, does not know what hit him. Gable hit a hat trick of Germans. Nathan Frazier hitting a hat trick of drop kicks. And now going to the top. Gable's looking up at the lights. Phoenix splash, and it delivers. Right on the button. And unfortunately for Chad Gable, his bad luck is going to continue here on SmackDown.
Here is your winner, Nathan Frazier!
As we mentioned, Nathan Frazier made it all the way to the semifinals of the CWC last year. Could we be looking at a potential winner of 2024's tournament? Last year, 16 of WWE's best cruiserweights clashed in an 8-week tournament to decide who stood above the rest at 205 pounds and under. This year, we do it all over again. Sunday afternoons at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, kicking off on September the 29th. 16 men representing SmackDown, NXT, and TNA Wrestling will participate in the 2024 edition of the Cruiserweight Classic. With the field more wide open than ever before, who will scratch and claw their way to greatness and be crowned the winner of the historic Cruiserweight Classic? We want to take you back to 2 weeks ago here on SmackDown when United States Champion Carmelo Hayes was confronted by Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser, seemingly calling his shot for the United States title. Well, Melo was ready to fight last week. Unfortunately, a bell was never to sound as Ludwig Kaiser ambushed Melo in the aisleway and issued this beatdown on the United States Champion. Kaiser obviously sending a message with loud intentions in mind that he wants his opportunity at the red, white, blue, and gold. Just 24 hours later at WWE Live for No Nation Gaming channel members, Trick Williams trying to do one good by Melo, but Kaiser picked up the W. And as confirmed earlier this week, coming up tomorrow night at No Mercy, Carmelo Hayes is going to have a chance at retribution for that attack last week. And Kaiser gets his wish. It is Ludwig Kaiser. It is Carmelo Hayes. The United States Championship is on the line here in Montreal, live tomorrow night at No Mercy. Well, speaking of championship gold, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, and the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky, have had their eyes on some duos gold as of late on SmackDown. And we can confirm that coming up 1 week from tomorrow in New York City, Io and Asuka will have their opportunity to take on Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Io Sky defeating Zoe Stark in singles action a few weeks back on SmackDown. Asuka with a victory over Shayna Baszler at WWE Live last Saturday night for No Nation Gaming channel members. These two women have got one goal in mind, becoming tag team champions. They have fought their way to becoming #1 contenders, but can they scratch and claw their way to taking away the gold out of the hands of Baszler and Stark? We will have an answer to that question live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time next Saturday night at the Queen of the Ring event in Madison Square Garden in New York City. I'll tell you what, Asuka and Io Sky, their momentum has been fairly high as of late. They better keep their eyes on tonight because Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox, two women who are looking for their share on SmackDown, could be looking to take out the momentum right out from underneath the nose of the #1 contenders. Dakota Kai, Tegan Nox have known each other a long time in this industry. Have had their ups and downs, but here on Friday Night SmackDown are looking to give things another go-around. And they find themselves in a tag team bout with the #1 contenders here tonight. Certainly an opportunity within one for Dakota and Tegan. Keep down the #1 contenders in this matchup, and you got to believe Nox and Dakota Kai will be waiting in the wind for whoever leaves New York City on the 21st as tag team champions. All hypotheticals, all easier said than done. Io and Asuka have been riding a high as of late and have not seen any blemishes since their last encounter with Baszler and Stark last month on SmackDown. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark had defeated Asuka and Io Sky right here on the blue brand a victory that propelled them to Saturday night's main event on the 3rd of August in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And they went on to take on Monday Night Raw's Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Baszler and Stark, of course, winning the Women's Tag Team Championships on that night. They have already successfully defended the gold against Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, who journeyed over to SmackDown from Monday Night Raw. But now they are in the eyesight of Io Sky and Asuka, and their paths will cross again at Queen of the Ring in the Big Apple next Saturday. They're right here tonight in Montreal. Nox and Kai trying to give them hell, but Io and Asuka have got one goal in mind. Nox is in trouble. Spanish fly from the top. Montreal coming unglued, and how could they not? Like Io and Asuka's attitude, that is some great offense out of the #1 contenders. Oh, this could be a knockout blow any day of the week, twice on Friday. Io into the, I should say Asuka to the cover, and this thing would have been over with had it not been for Dakota Kai. That is some great tag team offense out of the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka and Io Sky. Io, as we mentioned, outlasted Zoe Stark in a one-on-one contest, very physical one at that, several weeks back here on SmackDown. And last Saturday, Asuka, in my opinion, just snuck away with a victory over the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. Baszler had Asuka locked in a Karafuda clutch. Asuka was able to reverse the pressure, get Baszler trapped into a pinfall, and was able to get the 3 count just at the last second. Asuka and Io Sky have done what they had to do and gotten the job done in between the ropes to get the opportunity that they so desired. Next Saturday is where they can make the most of it. Tonight is all about momentum for the #1 contenders. Seems like that is the most used word around these parts, but that's because momentum is a very real thing in this industry. You just saw what happened to Chad Gable, a guy coming into the ring tonight with absolutely no momentum, and that did not help his luck in his encounter with Nathan Frazier. As for Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai, they're looking to turn their luck around. Nox going for the quick victory over Asuka. Asuka to the reversal here. Almost similar to how she trapped Shayna Baszler last week, she does it again against Tegan Nox. By hook or by crook, it is a victory.
Here are your winners, the team of Asuka.
Oh, wait a minute here. Well, eerily similar to Asuka and Io Sky, drawing a line in the sand with the champions last month. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark realize that Asuka and Io may have their number. But next Saturday is where they can prove that they're the best team that WWE has to offer. Baszler and Stark defend the gold against Asuka and Io next Saturday night in New York City.
So are you gonna die today or make it out alive? You gotta conquer the monster in your head and then you'll fly, fly, finish line. And now you're playing with matches, come out of the...
Well, as announced yesterday afternoon, SmackDown is officially on the move. We're heading to Thursday nights, and it's kicking off on October the 3rd with the season premiere edition of Thursday Night SmackDown. And it is going to be a huge evening, as for the first time since last October, the franchise player, John Cena, will be in the house, in action on Thursday night, October the 3rd, at the season premiere edition of SmackDown. Cannot wait to see John Cena back here on the blue brand, but we got business to take care of live and in living color from the Bell Center in Montreal. Queen of the Ring quarterfinals set to be had, and Blair Davenport, hungry, motivated, cold, and dangerous. Just a few adjectives to describe the woman who is looking to punch her ticket to Madison Square Garden. But she has got to attest a former champion in her pursuit.
And from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss.
Let us take a look at how these women got to tonight. Alexa Bliss defeating Shotzi in the first round. Blair Davenport taking down Tegan Knox in an incredible matchup just a few weeks ago. Of course, Raquel Rodriguez and Jordynne Grace making their own pass to tonight's main event. They are coming up in just a bit here on SmackDown. But the business at hand right now is Alexa Bliss one-on-one with Blair Davenport. The winner of this contest will move on to one of two semi-final matches next Saturday night in Madison Square Garden at the Queen of the Ring event. Of course, that event will also house the finals of what has been a great tournament thus far. And to the victor goes the spoils. Not only were the last women standing next Saturday night have their name etched in the annals of history as the inaugural winner of the Queen of the Ring tournament, but will also earn themselves a championship opportunity this November at Survivor Series. All remains to be seen who is going to be rewarded that golden prize. From Monday Night Raw, we know that Liv Morgan and Tiffany Stratton are on their way to one of two semifinal matches next Saturday, but which two from Friday Night SmackDown will be joining them next Saturday night in New York City? Right now, it looks like Blair Davenport is the clear favorite, aggressive out of the opening bell against Alexa Bliss. There's the hungriness and the danger that Blair Davenport brings to a squared circle, which is why she has turned some heads as of late on SmackDown. Two great matches with Raquel Rodriguez back in the month of July and August as well here on SmackDown. And Blair Davenport getting that opportunity against Tegan Knox in the first round of this tournament and made the most of it. As for Alexa Bliss, only weeks removed from her WWE in-ring return in her hometown of Columbus, Ohio, teaming up with the Women's World Champion Roxanne Perez. Of course, Zelina Vega pinning the champion on that night and will now find herself against the Prodigy at Queen of the Ring. Bliss able to turn it around after that unsuccessful tag team outing against the ballsy badass Shotzi in the first round of this tournament. But can she keep down Blair Davenport? And I don't know if these are the best ideas out of Bliss. Slapping, punching, may just be pissing off Blair Davenport. Well, Alexa Bliss known to be a little bit scrappy inside and outside of that ring, and Blair Davenport's finding it out firsthand. Alexa Bliss, all the tools to get back to the promised land, has held championships up and down WWE in her career, but wants to do so again. Queen of the Ring could be her golden ticket. Not if Blair Davenport's got her way. She just got sent sky high out of the contest. And look at Blair. Dare I say this is a veteran instinct out of Blair Davenport at the moment. She's not rushing after Alexa Bliss. She is going to allow the goddess to come to her. Blair not looking to make a mistake in this oh-so-important outing against Alexa. All these women want their name etched in stone. And the only way they're going to do that is if they compete, if they lace up their boots in the middle of those hallowed halls in Madison Square Garden live next Saturday night. All remains to be seen who will be representing SmackDown on that occasion. Will it be Alexa Bliss? Will it be Blair Davenport? And then who will they oppose? Will it be TNA Knockout Jordynne Grace? Or will it be a former Women's World Champion in Raquel Rodriguez? We'll of course find out by the end of tonight as Alexa Bliss trying to get back into this matchup sends Blair to the opposing corner and just a mean shot. Bliss is hanging in there with Blair Davenport, just meeting her in the middle in terms of strikes. I'm sure Alexa Bliss studied up on Blair Davenport. It's, of course, the first time they are exchanging blows inside of the ring. Blair had an extremely impressive outing against the shiniest wizard, Tegan Knox, who unfortunately saw her bad luck continue moments ago here on SmackDown. But as for Blair Davenport, reaping the rewards of that victory, seeing her name move to the next side of the bracket when she defeated Tegan Knox, but can she see it again and get through Alexa Bliss? All remains to be seen. As the tournament progresses, the challenge is bound to get tougher. Oh, wait a minute. Blair Davenport trying to go for this Kimura lock. This is what tapped out Tegan Knox. And you see Alexa Bliss not looking to allow Blair to get it secured in tight. Hustled up and got the hell out of Dodge. If Blair Davenport would have kept that submission in, could have been all she wrote for Alexa Bliss here on SmackDown. That is how Blair tapped out Tegan Knox and made her way to the quarterfinals here tonight. Alexa Bliss obviously doing her homework, looking to avoid disaster. Pair of knees not once but twice to the rib cage. If she can't breathe, she can't fight. Unfortunately for Alexa, still some breath left in the lungs. Let's go to the top. Could be looking for a twisted good time, but not if Blair Davenport's got anything to say. Saw the hustle out of Blair Davenport. That time not allowing Alexa Bliss to go where she was comfortable. Oh, hold on a second. Might have got caught. Just spiked Blair Davenport right on her crown with a viciously and well-timed delivered DDT. And now it's Alexa to the cover. You saw the veteran instincts pulling Blair away from the ropes, and Alexa Bliss is on her way to Madison Square Garden.
Here is your winner, Alexa Bliss.
Well, Blair Davenport continues to turn some heads on SmackDown, but she'll have to live to fight another day. Alexa Bliss, the goddess herself, punches her ticket to New York City next Saturday night. But who opposes her? Will it be Jordynne Grace? Will it be Raquel Rodriguez? We find out in moments here on SmackDown. Coming your way on Saturday night, September 14th. Witness the aftermath of the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam, as WWE and Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present No Mercy. No Mercy comes to you live from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss championship clashes, personal battles, high stakes, and high rewards, all on the line on the 14th of September at WWE No Mercy. We want to take you back to last Saturday night at WWE Live for Noah Nation Gaming channel members. It was the Tag Team Championship rematch as the LWO fought against Angel Berto and, of course, accompanied by El Idolo Andrade. Santos Escobar entering this matchup with a target around his rib cage, days removed from an ambush on Velocity thanks to Andrade with a steel chair. Unfortunately, that injury by Santos Escobar proved to be an X-factor as it was targeted on by the tag team champions, Angel and Berto, finding a way to retain their gold. Rey Mysterio looking to do one good by his LWO brethren as SmackDown heads to Buffalo, New York next Friday night. He is set for a one-on-one encounter, with El Idolo Andrade. Lucha Libre Showdown on the Blue Brand next week. But we are going to be back inside the Bell Center in just 24 hours, right here in Montreal, when we go live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the 2024 No Mercy. And what is going down tomorrow night? Well, I'll tell you, the almighty Bobby Lashley has got to be thriving for an ounce of flesh against the Apex Predator Randy Orton. Orton put Lashley on the shelf back in the month of July, and Lashley has been chomping at the bit for payback ever since. They are calling themselves the Wolf Dogs, Mr. Money in the Bank Braun Breaker, along with Baron Corbin, both laid to waste by Karrion Kross this past Monday Night on Raw. They're looking to get even with his henchmen at Akam and Razor. As discussed earlier tonight, the red, white, blue, and gold is on the line. Ludwig Kaiser is looking to bring some championship gold back to Imperium. Will he do so as he battles Carmelo Hayes for the United States title? And from one championship to another, we look at Monday Night Raw's Intercontinental Championship affairs. Sami Zayn has been waiting 2 months for his rematch with Dirty Dominic Mysterio. These two men have split the difference so far this year in title affairs. Who will win the trilogy in just 24 hours? It is the main event, courtesy of Monday Night Raw. CM Punk LA Knight, AJ Styles. It is a triple threat encounter for the WWE Championship. CM Punk cannot be happy, but he's going to do what he does best. Clinch up his fist and fight when the title's on the line. It is all or nothing. Winner takes all. Tables, ladders, and chairs as the Judgment Day put their World Tag Team titles on the line against the Usos' Jobs on Monday Night Raw. These two duos have been at each other's throats all year long. Who will climb the ladder and retrieve the gold tomorrow night? And in the Friday Night SmackDown respective main event, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, hell-bent on getting back the gold he lost last November. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes makes his first defense of the World Heavyweight title tomorrow night at No Mercy. But who is going to challenge Alexa Bliss in the semifinals at Queen of the Ring?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Austin, Texas, Jordynne Grace.
Well, TNA Knockout Jordynne Grace certainly impressing last week here on SmackDown in her debut against Indy Hartwell. Certainly an unprecedented turn of events as a TNA representative has competed in the Queen of the Ring tournament, and Jordynne Grace has a chance to make that much more history, turning away a former Women's World Champion in Raquel Rodriguez and making her way to Madison Square Garden on behalf of TNA Wrestling. This juggernaut certainly could find her place in the annals of time. All easier said than done. 2024 has been a red-hot year for Raquel Rodriguez. One bump in the road at SummerSlam. She looks to continue to turn things around throughout this illustrious 16-woman tournament.
And from Rio Grande Valley, Texas, Raquel Rodriguez.
Well, I am sure Raquel Rodriguez is having daydreams about getting back her Women's World Championship, but the opportunity will go to a close friend of Raquel's, that being the First Lady of the LWO, Zelina Vega. Vega pinning Roxanne Perez in the midst of that tag team matchup just a few weeks ago. Vega awarded the championship opportunity in New York City, a city that means so much to the First Lady of the Latino World Order. As for Raquel Rodriguez, it is back to the drawing board ever since losing her title to the Prodigy last month at SummerSlam. Making her way through Nikki Cross in the first round of the Queen of the Ring, the ante certainly upped. This is going to be one powerful collision, dare I say a dream matchup between Jordynne Grace and Raquel Rodriguez. And look at the TNA Knockout, the juggernaut in Grace, right out of the get-go, leveling this former champion. This is going to be one interesting matchup. Raquel may be a former champion and may be one of the shining stars on Friday Night SmackDown, championship or not. But this is not going to be a walk in the park for Raquel. Jordynne is here to stay if she can defeat Raquel Rodriguez and make her way through the rest of the Queen of the Ring tournament. This is your in-ring main event tonight, but still to come, the World Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes promises to address Drew McIntyre ahead of No Mercy in just 24 hours. Meanwhile, Raquel Rodriguez picking up the engines, just trying to slow down Jordynne Grace in the process. Jordynne Grace, TNA Knockouts champion in her time, has certainly become one of the faces of that entire brand. First a working relationship with NXT, and now Jordynne Grace has an opportunity on the main roster, Friday Night SmackDown. She has already begun to make the most of it. Keeping down Indy Hartwell last week, an impressive showcase by the Juggernaut. For Raquel Rodriguez, a whole different ball game, and Jordynne Grace is looking to neutralize Raquel in the early moments. Look at that cannonball. I'm sure there is a great respect out of these two powerhouses. But I'm sure there is also some egos clashing as Raquel represents SmackDown and Raquel represents TNA Wrestling. With such a high opportunity hanging in the balance, you got to believe no stone is going to be left unturned in their pursuit of getting their hand raised here tonight in Montreal. Jordynne Grace getting physical at ringside. willing to do what she's got to do to secure a win here tonight. Trying to target Raquel Rodriguez. There she goes, levels her once more with the shoulder block. Now breaking the count, Jordynne. Referee's at a count of 9, I believe, or 8, one of the two, but either way, Raquel Rodriguez is about to be counted out. Nonetheless, Jordynne Grace doesn't want to win it that way. Well, luckily, I think Raquel was getting ready to head back inside the ring. Nonetheless, definitely do not want to see a count out. Not sure what that would mean for Alexa Bliss in the semifinals. Could give the Goddess a direct pass to the finals of the tournament. Hopefully that is not a decision that needs to be made. Raquel Rodriguez getting Jordynne Grace back inside the ring, and this main event is going to progress. Man, massive slam. Raquel Rodriguez is really broken out in 2024, right through the glass ceiling. Winning the Elimination Chamber matchup. She competed at WrestleMania earlier this year. Defeated the likes of Shayna Baszler, Asuka, and Io Sky in her Women's World Championship reign. Those are just talking about championship matches, nonetheless of non-title matches here on SmackDown. Of course, Raquel Rodriguez was turned away by the prodigy Roxanne Perez, who really just played her cards right and outsmarted Raquel on the road too, and at SummerSlam itself. Raquel Rodriguez, I'm sure, is itching for another go-around with the prodigy. It is also in support of the First Lady of the LWO, Zelina Vega, when she gets her crack at the gold next Saturday. Raquel wants to get back to the promised land with the Queen of the Ring as a first-class ticket. The winner, of course, will make their way to Survivor Series this November. Opportunity reigns supreme. Look at the strength. Military press down goes Jordynne. Into the cover goes Raquel on her way to New York City, not just yet. And this crowd has been raucous all night in appreciation of some great in-ring action that we are getting here on SmackDown. And what about the news that we found out yesterday? SmackDown on the move to Thursday nights back to its original spot from 1999, kicking off Thursday, October the 3rd with the season premiere edition of SmackDown. Franchise John Cena, for the first time since last October, going to be in the house, lacing up his sneaks, and will be in action on that night, and I'm sure so much more on the horizon. Raquel Rodriguez just trying to find a way to keep down this juggernaut. That is not just a nickname that she earned because it was fancy. It was tagged to Jordynne Grace for a reason. A legit powerhouse, bodybuilder, former NXT, or I should say former TNA Knockouts champion, has taken the women's wrestling scene by storm all over the world. Many women fear what Jordynne Grace brings to the squared circle. Raquel about to find out why. Down she goes. Damn near collapsing the spine of the former women's world champion, but this one's not over yet. Jordynne Grace thought she had the former champion beat, but Raquel Rodriguez has seen some tough battles in 2024 and has survived some of the best. Raquel starting to throw some haymakers, just doing what she's got to do to get back in this matchup. Not allow Jordynne to continue to mount offense one after another. Very physical main event on SmackDown so far, and once again Raquel getting turned inside out. Jordynne Grace leveling Raquel Rodriguez, but this match is not over. You've seen some great action in the midst of the Queen of the Ring tournament thus far, but Raquel and Jordynne looking to one-up everybody who have laced up their boots in pursuit of making their way to New York City. Well, that's a clear rope break, but Charles Robinson a little bit out of position. Luckily, Raquel realizing she was going to have to extend some energy to get her shoulder off the canvas. Is what it is. At least she is still in this contest. Oh, wait a minute. Jordynne, just like that, in trouble. Neck breaker. Grace is still alive. Same maneuver that defeated Nikki Cross in the first round, unfortunately, does not keep the Juggernaut down. Jordynne Grace may be the Juggernaut. Raquel Rodriguez may need the entire X-Men force just to take her down tonight. Grace still on her feet. And now Raquel, sidewalk slam. Power move for power move. These two women meeting each other head on tonight. Raquel Rodriguez just trying to find a way to keep down a force she has not been met with in her career just yet. And no matter the result of this matchup, these two women are going to remember each other's names and certainly are going to earn their victory. Nice scoop and a slam by Jordynne Grace as she now looks to turn the tables. Raquel Rodriguez down momentarily. Oh no, Jordynne's got her eyes locked. She's not rushing. She is allowing Raquel to get to her feet. Jordynne, wait a minute here. Could be looking for a little juggernaut driver. Oh man, she almost had this matchup won. Raquel Rodriguez getting the hell out of Dodge. Jordynne Grace flying through Montreal. What a main event we have got on hand. Live from the Bell Center here on Friday Night SmackDown. Oh, wait a minute. Not at ringside. Jordynne going for a jackhammer. The Juggernaut driver didn't do it. Maybe a jackhammer and some diamond-plated steel steps will. Referee's at a count of 5. You saw Jordynne break the count earlier. I don't know if she wants to win this thing via countout, but she may not have a choice. Raquel starting to get to her feet. Jordynne realizing that. Raquel going for a boot. One went high, one went low, and it's Grace who stands on her soles. Another counter there by Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel looking for any window of opportunity to get back into this matchup. Oh, wait a minute. Jordynne might have got caught. Tahana Bomb! Into the cover goes the former Women's World Champion. Jordynne Grace is still in this match. And the support for this Montreal audience. Some great women's wrestling headlining SmackDown. Quarterfinal matchup in the midst of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Jordynne somehow finding it deep down within her to survive the Tahana Bomb that has put the best that WWE has to offer away. Jordynne Grace realizing that as a TNA knockout, this opportunity may not come around again. Jordynne's got to make the most of it. It is win or go home for the winner and loser of this matchup. The goddess Alexa Bliss waits in the wind for whoever survives this very physical SmackDown main event and makes their way to Madison Square Garden 1 week from tomorrow. Power slam once more, Jordynne Grace. I don't know how much she's got left in the tank. Raquel needing to bring her to her feet just to try to withstand whatever punishment she has in mind. Oh no. Jordynne's on top. Raquel could be looking for a little elevated, assisted power bomb. And that's got to do it. That's got to be all she wrote. It is not over yet. Jordynne Grace still in this contest. Raquel's in disbelief. Raquel's racking her brain. She cannot believe that Jordynne Grace is fighting it deep down within her to keep on fighting here in Montreal. Man, you got to give ups to the TNA Knockout. Looking to turn SmackDown on its head by defeating one of its all-stars. A Tahana Bomb. That swinging neck breaker off the shoulders. The power bomb off the top. Everything that Raquel has dished out. Somehow this juggernaut is now alive and thriving. Or at least momentarily. Back and forth. Wait a minute. Inside cradle. Raquel starting to get a little desperate here. Any means necessary. Jordynne Grace, however, the strength within her to break up that cradle. Another reversal that time. Jordynne Grace has got to get the going. She has got to get her feet underneath her. Get some sustained momentum. It's one thing to survive. It's a whole other thing to thrive. Raquel once again trying to go to the outside to create some distance, but this match has proven that that is not going to be a factor. Jordynne willing to bring this fight anywhere she's gotta. Scoop and a slam that the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, would be proud of. And Raquel off the apron. Jordynne Grace is not getting fancy. She is just getting physical. Raquel Rodriguez may not know where she is, may have gotten to her feet based off instincts. Once again, gets caught. Grace levels her. Grace looking to continue the beatdown at ringside. Raquel Rodriguez wants no parts, creating distance here. And sending the Juggernaut back inside the ring. Into the corner she goes. What has Raquel got left in the tank? What could she possibly surprise Jordynne with that is going to keep her down? German suplex out of the corner. Raquel is trying her damnedest to rally this capacity crowd here in Montreal, Quebec. Could be looking for a second Tahana. Maybe not. Jordynne Grace has read that playbook. Jordynne Grace now with Raquel in her grasp, up against the ropes. What has she got in mind? Ragdoll, the former champion of the outside. I do not like this for Raquel Rodriguez. Jordynne Grace has got some fire underneath her feet, and a tope suicida delivers. Jordynne going skyward, all in the means of advancing to Madison Square Garden. And look at the desperation of Raquel Rodriguez. Bouncing Grace's head right off the announce table. These two women are starting to jock for position. What? Whoa, what the hell? That's Roxanne Perez and Zelina Vega at the top of the stage. What the hell is going on? I don't know if this is a brawl that broke out in the backstage area or if this is an assault by the women's world champion who has got to be ticked off ever since Vega pinned her shoulders to the mat 2 weeks ago. Oh, come on now, not on the steel, great! Pop rocks to the #1 contender. We got to get some help out here for Zelina Vega, laid out by the women's world champion Roxanne Perez. Second week in a row, mind you. Well, as we try to get some help out here for Vega, let us try to refocus on the task at hand. Grace and Raquel still throwing live rounds inside of that squared circle. I believe they are getting Vega's body off the entrance as we speak. Wait a minute. Raquel Rodriguez crushing the Juggernaut in the corner. And finally secures a very hard-fought victory here on SmackDown. Jordynne Grace, the definition of nothing to be ashamed of in defeat. She gave Raquel her all, survived when many thought she wouldn't. The Juggernaut will be back, a force to be reckoned with. But tonight belongs to Raquel Rodriguez. She is on her way to New York City next Saturday night. And after weeks of competition across Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring are set. Liv Morgan takes on Tiffany Stratton. And now from Friday Night SmackDown, the goddess, Alexa Bliss, battles the former Women's World Champion in Raquel. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. There's another situation going on. Something out in the WWE Universe. We need cameras back inside the Bell Center. The Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre, the World Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes. Well, Cody Rhodes planned to address McIntyre inside of the squared circle before tonight's closing, but it looks like McIntyre has got other plans. Man, chaos breaking out in the last couple of minutes here in the Bell Center, whether it's from the women's or the men's division. Well, these two superstars set to meet right back in here tomorrow night for the World Heavyweight title. This is not a sanctioned match, however. This is a breakdown brawl between the #1 contender and the champion himself. Referee Chad Patton has got his hands full the last few minutes trying to contain this locker room here on SmackDown. Oh no, wait a minute. McIntyre, Claymore kick to the World Heavyweight Champion. Drew McIntyre laid out Cody several weeks ago, and he is looking to do so again 24 hours before their title collision. Oh no. Now he's got the steel steps right to the dome of the American Nightmare. This is starting to feel eerily similar to the beatdown that McIntyre ensued upon the Mad Dragon Ilya Dragunov back in July at Money in the Bank. Oh no, Cody's on the announce table. McIntyre's looking to lay waste to the champ before the bell sounds tomorrow night, but Cody's fighting back. These two men may destroy each other before they even make the trip back inside this arena in 24 hours. Cody's trying to survive, but McIntyre sends him through the announce table. The Scottish Warrior laying waste once again to the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. All in pursuit of getting back the World Heavyweight Championship that he so desires. McIntyre gets his opportunity in just 24 hours when he challenges Cody Rhodes for the big gold belt at No Mercy.